Hello everyone, this is Lifestyle Gardener. As the days go by and the years go by, more and more I realize that getting back to the basic is so important to know how to do. The past 2 years, almost 3 years, a lot of crazy things has been happening, and some of the things that happened, it never needed to happen in the first place, and it's really sad and a shame at the same time. But I believe in crisis situation, it's important to always learn how to cope with things that not going your way. And as years go by, I learned that it's good to know how to do things the natural way. It's good to know how to make things from scratch, and it's good to know how to do things without relying on regular things that people normally rely on. Because as I notice, as the months going by, you hear this saying of the shortage of this, the shortage of that, and how people are panicking and stuff like that because they don't know what to do when the moment comes when they can't get something that they normally use. And some people die because of that reason. Like, I am hearing how there's shortage of medications and stuff like that, painkillers and stuff like that. If we know the basic things that we could take until we can get those things that you rely on, we could hold on a little bit. So I've been starting to read different books that I collected from the secondhand store and from buying online and from buying from the bookstore. And one of the book I want to get into is reading. I got this from the secondhand store, The Healing of Herbs. And at this moment, I started to read this book. It's called Rosemary God's Star. And I got this book last year. I didn't get a chance to read it until recently. I'm starting to read in it. And they're basically teaching you about foods and herbs that we use in our cooking, and they make medication out of it and sell it to us, and we buy stuff from the health store with these herbs that is most of them is so easily available, and some you have to go forage it, and some you have to go buy it if it's not in your area and stuff like that. And it's really important that people know how to do these things about using food as your medicine. So I've been really seriously trying to get into reading all of these books. I have a lot of books about health and stuff like that. Some of them I didn't really get into detail of learning to read. Learning to get into reading them. But now I'm starting to have time to do that. This that you see here is fermented honey here. I fermented with garlic about 5 years ago, and as you can see, the garlic is all melted, and you can even see it. I think the bottom part here, I think the garlic part is right here. The thing about honey that people don't know, honey is something that lasts forever. Even if it crystallizes, it's still good. It never goes bad. Like sugar, it never goes bad, and salt, those things never go bad, and they're natural. They naturally preserve anything that you put inside it. And the way I made this, I put garlic pieces inside. I believe these are the garlic that's melted like it's melted like this. I put garlic pieces inside, and for 2 weeks straight I shake it up with the garlic and open it up to let out the gas. And then after that I cover it up and I put it away for 1 month before I start using it. And they recommend you use it, you take a teaspoon of it, and it helps with cold and stuff like that, and it also helps boost your immune system. And some people, they put this in the fridge, but I never put it in the fridge, and you don't need to put it in the fridge. As I tell you, honey, whatever you put in honey, it lasts forever. And I've been taking this once in a while. I don't normally get sick like most people do. My husband is one that normally get more sick more often than me. Every now and then I'll give this to him. This is actually perfect for somebody that knows that garlic is very good for you. Garlic boosts the immune system by 40%. And if you're coming down really sick with any kind of flu or cold or something like that, if you're strong enough to do that, you can cut up the garlic pieces, put some honey over it, and chew it up and swallow it with water, and you feel it going down your throat and burning your throat like hot peppers. What it's doing is clearing out any infection in your body. But most people cannot do that. If you cannot do that, fermenting your garlic in honey is one of the best thing you can do, because after a month of doing this, the honey, once it's fermented with the garlic, it calms down the spiciness of the garlic, and at the same time you're getting the benefit of it. So I'm gonna take a teaspoon of it right now and see what it tastes like after so many years. It never goes bad. It's sweet. It tastes have a little flavor of garlic, but not too strong. Kind of tastes like melted sugar actually. It's still good. That's natural medicine right there. I'm gonna look in this book and see what it says about the health benefit of garlic. So I list out a few things that this book say about the health benefit of garlic. It said garlic kills the bacteria that cause food poisoning, and it also helps prevention of bladder infection for women, prevent infection of influenza virus, and it also helps reduce the likelihood of internal blood clots, which trigger heart attack and some stroke. I don't recommend anybody taking raw garlic if they're taking medication for high blood pressure. My mother actually takes, she tells me she takes 1 peg of garlic every day to maintain her high blood pressure, and now she doesn't have high blood pressure. She doesn't even take medication for it because it's under control with that. Now I'm going to read a little bit of what this book says about garlic. It it said it helps stimulate the production of white blood cell. I didn't know that about that. And it helps boost the immune system, which I know about that already. It's a eternal antiseptic, antibacterial, and it's very effective for maintaining high blood cholesterol levels and help. Studies show that it also lower blood sugar level, making it useful aid in treating type 2 diabetes. I didn't even know that it helps it could help treat type 2 diabetes. Before using any natural thing, I recommend you speak to your doctor about that first, because I'm not a doctor, but I believe it's good to know this information, because you could be taking a medication that could interact with any natural herbs that you're going to use in your daily base. But I am just really surprised how clueless a lot of people are, because they depend on the over-counter medication so much that when there's a shortage of it, they're panicking about it. And I'm really sad for people with that. Another thing that I made in February is this tincture that I use rum that I had many years ago, because I don't really drink rum, but in my Jamaican culture, my mom, my grandmother, and my mom, back in the days when I was younger, they would make some sort of thing with white rum, and they would put pimento seed, all sort of herbs inside it that I can't remember right now because I was a child when they did that. And when I would get a fever, they would take that and rub it all over my body, and it bring down the fever in my body. So remembering all of that and learning more about herbs and tinctures, I decided to take up half a bottle of white alcohol that I had, white rum actually that I had, and I fill it with some echinacea that I got from the garden, dry echinacea that I dried from my garden a few years ago, and I put turmeric, pimento seed, cloves, and some other few dry herbs that I can't remember what I put in it, and I stored it in this bottle. And with all of that, it was all the way up to here. And more than a few times I use it. I would take a tablespoon of it, and it helps my immune system when I'm like getting sick and stuff like that. And it really helps also with my husband. Like even a couple weeks ago, I tried a tablespoon of it, and oh, it felt like it was burning, going down my throat and in my tummy, like it was clearing out. So infection, I felt like it was doing a whole bunch of stuff inside. And just recently, I removed it from the bottle. So side note, if you're going to make any high proof tincture, any kind of tincture, you should only store it in a bottle with the metal lid no more than 1 month. Any longer than that, this can happen. If it's so strong, it can start to remove the metal stuff inside. So I will strain it after that and put it in another bottle that have a plastic lid. This bottle have a plastic lid, And use it anytime you feel like your immune system is going down, anytime you feel really stuffy or you're coughing or you feel like you're getting sick. You just take a teaspoon of it. I take a tablespoon, but because me and my husband wear it like that. But if you're not normally used to this, maybe a tablespoon. And don't do any of this without talking to your doctor first, because I'm not a doctor and I don't know what medication you're taking, and I don't know if this can interact with your medication. But it's good to have natural stuff inside your home, just in case you can't get the regular stuff from the store. So anyhow, you guys, it was nice talking with you. I'll talk to you some more.